I think at the moment what we're hearing from our members who are businesses and employers is that there is a gap between aptitude and attitude. And whereas young people may be leaving education with a set of academic achievements, they don't have the attitude which a lot of workplaces are looking at. And we have to remember that any employer taking on a young person into their business is making an investment in that person. So softer skills such as the willingness to learn, to engage, how they interact with their colleagues, how they interact with managers, the whole team environment and problem solving, those are critical soft skills which are really useful and indeed critical to be able to succeed in the workplace. In terms of the more functional skills, I think what businesses are looking for nowadays are competencies in literacy, numeracy, IT skills and foreign languages, increasingly as the world becomes a much smaller place and as more and more businesses engage in international trade. Well, I think that there's a very simple answer to this. I think there needs to be a closer interaction between business and education, particularly careers education at a very young age. So starting a dialogue between schools and businesses so that businesses can come into the classroom and tell pupils about the type of jobs that are out there, the type of jobs that individual business people are doing. And just as schools have schools trips to art galleries and museums, they should be invited to go and visit the workplace to see how people act in the workplace and how subjects that they're studying like maths can be relevant for a career in banking, or how good communication skills, good conversational skills can be useful if you had a career in customer services. And indeed there are many chambers of commerce throughout the country who are doing an absolutely fantastic job in liaising with schools, colleges and universities in their areas to set up a whole programme of work experience, help with CVs, mock interviews for pupils at a very young age to get them into the frame of mind that these are the skills that businesses are looking for. I think there's a few things that government can do to help. First of all is look at the types of measurement and incentives that are already in place. At present, schools are measured on academic achievement, academic outputs. We need to change that so that there are a range of competency skills, a universal qualification which we can look at running alongside academic achievement, almost like a music exam where you go through stages of grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, and that continues on not just through primary but senior school and on to college, university and even in the workplace, looking at how interpersonal skills and competencies are progressing at the same time as academic achievement. So that's one area, and probably asking for a business person to be included in the Ofsted assessment team who are visiting schools so that we can look at it from a business perspective and be able to advise schools as to what types of skills are required within the workplace. The second is looking at closer engagement with the business community in terms of careers education, bringing, as I mentioned before, bringing business people into the classroom to ensure that there is an awareness of what job opportunities there are in the area, so that pupils, students come out, graduate from their place of education with a realistic idea of the types of jobs that they are going to go into. And the third thing is have a dialogue with chambers of commerce. Chambers of commerce are already being facilitators of connections between places of education and places of business. And as I mentioned, setting up visits, workplace experience. As that progresses, it doesn't matter what stage a young person is at in their academic career, having the interface with business and the workplace is really important. So I think we need to look at having a dialogue with government as how chambers of commerce, who are of course rooted within their local communities, and many have schools and universities amongst their membership, we need to look at how we can engage much more closely using chambers of commerce to make sure there are consistent and sustainable long-term connections and solutions for the education environment. My first suggestion would be visit your local Chamber of Commerce, who will point you in the right direction in terms of businesses who want to engage with schools, colleges, for places of further education, or visit the website britishchambers.org.uk.